Today I'm out here with Suey. Suey, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Suey, you recently reached out to me and you wanted to share your story of recovery. What's that story?
Yeah, man. So basically, I just want to share my experience, strength, and hope with people. Um, I've been through it all, man. Rehabs, treatment, the addiction, um, jail, all that. Um, I just been recently watching your videos, man, and like it touches me and it breaks my heart to see all these, youngsters out here, out on the streets, and just basically throwing their lives away, man. It's heartbreaking, and I remember when I was once there, right? I remember being that youngster out there on the streets messing up and smoking pills and, doing anything you could to get them. I've been on that dirtbag level before, and but I'll admit that, I'll be the first one to admit it. And basically, it's just when you've been through these things, man, and you know what it feels like. All those sleepless nights you had, and you have all those memories. It's really heart-wrenching, man, to watch these kids out here, just messing, just storing all the way, right, for one pill. And it just goes to show you, man, it goes to show you how powerful these pills are out here, man. It goes to show you, like, just how much they get a hold of you, bro. If there's anything I can say, if there's anything I can do to help, like, I want to be out here, I want to be supporting. Recently, I've been in the program, for about, I want to say, give or take 14 months now. And I had 11 months clean, man, but you know what? Honestly, they say that time does not matter. It's what you gain from it, right? So I had a recent relapse, about 33 days ago. I had a bump in the road, but fortunately, I was able to get right back on my feet and come back and get right back to it. So what are one of the things you want to know about me, man? Like, what are some of the things that you want to, know about? Any things that I would want to say to these kids out here, to these youngsters, man?
How old were you when you started?
I was 16 years old, but I didn't start straight with fentanyl. I started with Percocets, and they were real oxys, and none of this fentanyl stuff going on.
Like, and how were you introduced at such a young age to the pills?
With that, man, I think it has to do more with like being a product of your environment, right? Hanging around with people that you shouldn't be hanging around with. But at the same time, I know it's hard because, as far as for me, I grew up in an area where, that's pretty much all right? So many times that, yeah, you do want to get out of there, but, it's just hard because you can't. People are so young nowadays, and, when I first started, I was young too, and you don't really think about like the future or what if you're gonna be doing this, in 5 years, 6 years. You just look at it as fun in the moment, right? You look at it as just, I'm just having fun, being a teenager and being out here and thinking that stuff like that is cool and everything. When in all reality of it, it's not, So yeah, I guess with that being said, I mean, there's also like a lot of mental issues, bro. Depression, anxiety, bipolarness. Like, there's a lot of people out here, man, that don't just deal with drug addiction, but also deal with mental health. Um, Mental health and drug addiction go hand in hand, right? Um, so, when you look at somebody that's just struggling with drug addiction and it seems like they can't get their life right, and it seems that they can't get out of these drugs. You got to look at the fact that this person's not just dealing with drug addiction, but is also dealing with mental health. There's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of PTSD from that, that can come from somebody, and you know anxiety and all that, man. And one of the ways to deal with that, man, to cope with that is through drugs, right? To try to numb that pain away, and to try to in some ways just try to act normal. At first using the drug, right, whether it be fentanyl, whether it be heroin, meth, or whatever the case may be. It can be marijuana even, bro. Like, at first it's like, you start using it to get something out of it, right? The pleasure, to feel good. Then after that, it's like you start building a tolerance to it. You don't even want it for pleasure no more. You just need it to feel normal, right? And that's because your body becomes used to it. The dopamine's in your body. It starts taking a hold of all that, and you don't even use it to get something out of it. Now you're just using it to feel good, right? And it sucks. That's right there. That's when you know that it got a grip of you. That's when you know that it has a hold of you, honestly.
And from your experience, what can parents do? What can society, schools, or kids themselves, what can they do to avoid this? Is it peer pressure? Avoid the peer pressure? Just get educated about this type of drugs? Parents should educate themselves about the friends that they let their kids hang around with. What tools would you give parents to be able to help their kids?
You know what? See, I feel for that. It's when it comes to parents, I feel like they just need to be all around 100% involved in whatever their kids are doing. A lot of the things I've seen, where people start using drugs and they start experimenting and stuff like that. It's really because they wanted the attention and they just never got it, right? So they look for that attention somewhere else, and they look for that. They basically just look for the validation, and the reassurance from something else, and they move on to drugs, right? I mean, I feel like if parents are involved 100% of the time in the child's life, whether it be through therapy and making sure that the child has all their mental needs straight, I feel like that's putting a good path in front of them.
At the same time, some of these parents are single parents working 2 jobs because they're divorced or the dad's not around, right? And so they got 4 kids that they have to provide for rent and food and whatnot. So the mom might not be there. So at the same time, I think there's a lot of self-accountability that you need to place upon yourself to help your mom, help your situation, right? If we're not the rich, we don't got a lot of money because there's no dad around or whatnot, and mom's working 2 jobs, working hard to provide basics, that time, 100% knowing of where I'm at as a kid might not be there. So me as a kid, I need to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, right? My mom's working, making money to provide a roof and food. So me, what do I need? I need to go to school because I need to go graduate. I need to go get a job and help out the family. Instead, a lot of kids are making poor decisions, hanging out with friends and living that cool lifestyle, out in the street, and they end up lost. And that's just a bigger burden on the mom and the family, right? I'm seeing a lot of that, right? There's no self-accountability. Is there mental issues? Is there this issues, that issues? Yeah, I think we all have that to a certain extent, but we don't make our bad situation worse by making bad decisions, you know?
Right.
So I think a lot of self-accountability needs to go around in our community, you know, especially Hispanics. I interview a lot of Hispanics mainly, you know, and here in West Phoenix, Maryville area. And so, you know, a lot of folks are immigrants, right? I'm an immigrant. You know, my mom came here, and like a lot of people came here to seek a better life. And it's unfortunate that some people choose to live that type of lifestyle, because that's definitely not good. And so what do we do as a community to stand up and educate, and that you're helping with that, right? By sharing your story and how you overcame it, and what you're doing now. So I think that's very beneficial just by talking about it, right?
Right. I feel like we need to normalize, you know, standing up as a community and vouching, speaking up, right? For those that are out there hurting. As a community, we need to speak up and really let these people know that, hey, you're not gonna end up in a good spot if you keep going down this road that you're going. And you mentioned self-accountability, and you see, like, I never had any self-accountability, right? Like, you know, I've been in and out of jail, you know, for the past 3 years, just in and out of jail. Like, I'll see myself out for a month and I'll be right back in. See myself out for like 2 weeks and I'll be right back in. That self-accountability, man, that only comes with experience and maturity. It comes with being tired. You know, being tired of being tired, right? Like, honestly, I feel like for the people that don't want help yet, I've seen some of your videos, man, and you've tried to get people into treatment centers, you try to get people into rehabs. Those people that you're just like, damn, like, I wish they wanted it. I wish they really would come with me right now. So, man, those people that just walk away, man, and aren't ready for it, it's just because they haven't hit their lowest bottom point yet. They haven't hit their bottom, honestly, right? And it sucks because it gets you wondering, like, how far down deep is the bottom for them? You know, does it have to go down as deep as death? Does it have to go down as deep as, you know, catching a large prison sentence, you know? So it gets you just wondering, like, how far do some people have to hit to realize, like, this is not the life I want to keep living? Yeah, man, I feel like there has to be more education on this. You know, this fentanyl thing, man, it's been going on for quite a while now. I remember when it first came out, though, it wasn't even known. I mean, people were using it left and right, and it wasn't even known to pop up on your weight test, right? But like now it is. So I feel as you know, as a community, you know, at schools, like, this has to be taught more. There has to be more education on this. I mean, if I were to look at my life 2 years ago and look at it now, I would never in a million years think that I'd be where I am right now. And that's keeping it flat out real. I never imagined myself being in the position that I'm in right now. I'm blessed around people that love me, that care about me. I'm blessed around a community that really looks out for you. You know, always has a helping hand out when you're struggling. Always has a listening ear, man. And that's what these kids need, man. These kids need structure and guidance and love and care and someone to listen to them. These kids need all of that, man, because it's gonna really take some hard work to get them back to where they're supposed to be. You know, and anything that I can do, you know, to put my part, right, to put my part in and help these kids out, man, and help these youngsters out here, man. Anything that I can do to help, I'll be here 100%. I know exactly what it's like, man. I know exactly what it's like to be out there 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and be hurting, bro. And I'll tell you right now, it's the worst pain, Art. It's the worst freaking pain out there, man. So yeah, anything that I can do to help, I'll be here. You know where to find me.
How can people reach out to you if they want to talk to you, give you words of encouragement as you go down your journey of sobriety? Or what if they want advice, right? Youngsters want to talk
Yeah.
to you, they want to hear your stories to maybe compare with their stories and how did you do it, right? So how can they reach out to you have a conversation with you?
You can reach out to me at letter BSF space Suey, Suey. I don't really use my social media like that, but if you get a hold of my social media, guys, and you want my phone number, hey, just ask me, ask me for my phone number. I'm willing to help anybody out. Just, you know, if you're showing me that you want the help, and you're showing me that you really want to get out of this, I'll be there. Because there's people that take advantage, man, all the time, right? But I really want to help some people get out of this struggle, man. I really want to help to see these kids get out of there, man, because somewhere down that road, man, there's going to be a lot of casualties, and it sucks for the community as a whole.
Yeah, Sway. So I'm going to thank you for reaching out to me. I'm going to thank you for being vulnerable for a few minutes and sharing your story of struggle and everything you've seen, and now you're in a better place, and you also want that for the youth out there, right?
Right.
Because you probably see yourself in them, and you're willing to do your part to help the community, right?
Right.
And so that's admirable. Your family, friends should be proud of you for your willingness to do that. You traveled a long distance to come meet me, and I greatly appreciate you opening up, telling your story. And I see a bright future for you. You're very young, but you're very mature. You sound really mature, and you can do a lot with your experience. Counsel others, right? Save lives, planting seeds in others, and just helping, right? Because the things you've seen, and it's probably a miracle that you're alive here today, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna say thank you very much for talking to me. Let's do an update in the future to see where you're at, making sure you're in line. You're not having those bumps in the road anymore,
Sounds
right?
good,
Because
yeah.
I hear it's a struggle for you guys, right?
It is.
It's a
It
struggle
is, man.
every
It's
day,
an,
right?
It's an ongoing battle every day. Take it one day at a time. That's what I tell myself. Take it one day at a time.
Awesome. Well, take it one day at a time and keep surviving and keep being the best version of yourself every single day. And you should be really proud of yourself, because I'm very proud of you for telling your story, okay?
Thank
you,
Art.
brother.
Appreciate you.